Night of the Pyromaniac. In a prefecture in the Kanto region, there's a city with slightly more people living in it than where you live. This is a scary story that happened in a certain area of town in that city one winter. Apparently, the people in this town were terribly frightened by something recently. As of late, numerous suspicious fires had broken out. According to the police, these fires were set deliberately. On the night of a full moon, a pyromaniac took out a lighter and lit a house on fire. Kachi kachi, po. Mera, mera mera. Several houses were set on fire by this pyromaniac. But no matter how much the police investigated, they were unable to uncover who it was. It didn't take long until the people around town started to sing this song. The pyromaniac is coming on the night of the full moon. Tonight is the scary, scary night of the pyromaniac. He'll light your house on fire, so you should go home right away. And on this night of the full moon too, another house was ablaze. It was around 9 p.m. A fire truck ran through the dark night streets of town, its sirens blazing. Numerous people followed it, hoping to see the fire. It's another fire. I want to see it from up close. Takamura-kun noticed the fire truck on his way home from cram school. Yoshida-kun, who was with him, asked him a question. Yeah, I wonder if it's that pyromaniac again. Who on earth is starting all these fires? Yoshida-kun said, and then he started walking. But suddenly, he stopped. Across the road, several people were rushing to see the fire. But one boy alone was walking in the opposite direction. Hey, doesn't that look like Fukumoto-kun? Yoshida-kun said, and, looking at him, Takamura-kun nodded. You're right. He does look like Fukumoto-kun. Fukumoto-kun was their classmate. But he hadn't been to school for the last 3 months. Their teacher went to his house, but nobody was there. They also contacted the police, and, at present, they were investigating where he and his family might be. Takamura-kun and Yoshida-kun approached him from behind. Then, they tried to tap him on the shoulder. However, they stopped themselves before they did. Fukumoto-kun had his hands shoved in his pockets and his face down, and he was quietly muttering something. It was that song. Tonight is the scary, scary night of the pyromaniac. So, you should go home right away. Takamura-kun and Yoshida-kun looked at each other. Trembling, Takamura-kun grabbed Yoshida-kun's sleeve. But Yoshida-kun said, his expression serious, "Let's follow him. When we know where he is, we should tell the teacher." Fukumoto-kun then left the brightly lit street and entered a narrow, dimly lit one. From there, he left town and entered a forest a short distance away. Yoshida-kun and Takamura-kun followed him for a short while after that. Behind the forest was an old mansion. The walls were covered in vines. Fukumoto-kun opened the door to that mansion and went inside. "Hey, Yoshida, we really should go back now. This is weird. Nobody lives here, right?" Takamura-kun had come to this forest before with friends to play. He'd seen this mansion before, but it was so creepy that he didn't go near it. "But I'm curious. Why is Fukumoto-kun here?" Yoshida-kun ignored Takamura-kun's attempts at stopping him and approached the mansion. Then he peeked through one of the windows. However, it was too dark to see anything. He moved towards the door and slowly opened it. Of course, it was pitch black inside, but thanks to the moonlight coming through the windows, he could just barely see. Walking down the hall, he found numerous doors and rooms. The doors and walls were run down, and it was evident nobody had been here for a while. "I can't see Fukumoto anywhere. Let's go home," Takamura-kun said, and Yoshida-kun nodded. But then they heard a noise. Kachi kachi. Kachi kachi. What is that sound? A lighter! Looking close, a black figure was reflected in the window. This figure held a lighter in their right hand, sparking a fire. Takamura-kun screamed and tried to run. But no matter how much he pulled and pushed on the doors in the mansion, none would open. Yoshida-kun summoned up all his courage and screamed, "Hey! Are you Fukumoto-kun?" "That's right. It's me. Why are you here?" As soon as he spoke, the black shadow passed through the wall and entered the room. It was Fukumoto-kun. "Why are you here?" "We just wanted to check. We were wondering if it was really you. If you were the pyromaniac." "That's right. It's me." "But why are you?" Yoshida-kun said, and Fukumoto-kun started muttering. "It's hot. So hot. So very hot. Incredibly hot." Then, suddenly, Fukumoto-kun went up in flames. His head and his arms and his legs. Engulfed by the flames, he turned into a human-shaped fire. He floated gently into the air and then flew around the room. The very next moment, the room went up in flames too. The curtains, the walls, the desk, the window glass burst from the heat. Mera, 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 mera. Takamura-kun screamed and tried to run, but the flames attacked him. The fire approached Yoshida-kun too, but Yoshida-kun stopped to think. Why was this happening? Fukumoto-kun passed through the wall. Plus, he turned into flames and didn't seem to be bothered by it. That was it. There could only be one reason for it. "Fukumoto-kun, calm down. You're already dead." The fire in the shape of a person stopped moving. Before long, the boys heard the sound of someone crying. It was the lump of fire. The fire that made up Fukumoto-kun then started to get smaller. Taking off his jumper, Yoshida-kun started hitting the fire with it. Takamura-kun joined in and desperately started hitting the fire. Then the fire in the room disappeared. It was soon followed by the lump of fire that was Fukumoto-kun. After that, the smell of smoke lingered in the air. The boys contacted both their teacher and the police after that. According to the police, they found 3 bodies in the garden. 3 months prior, Fukumoto-kun's family had died thanks to their heavy debts. They poured gasoline on each other and then lit a fire. Apparently, no family members nor even neighbors would help them with their debt. Having died in such a way, no doubt starting fires was all Fukumoto-kun could think about. Yoshida-kun explained to Takamura-kun with a sad look on his face. After that, the pyromaniac disappeared from town. But on nights of the full moon, sometimes they still sing themselves. That song of the pyromaniac. The pyromaniac is coming. On the night of the full moon. Tonight is the scary, scary night of the pyromaniac. He'll light your house on fire. This boy in the shape of flames.